What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gameball with your host, Matson Montilla. Today, joining the show, we have two Clemson basketball players, all-academic player, RJ Godfrey, and then Mr. 6'9" or 10? 6'10", C-Dub, Chauncey Wiggins. How you guys doing, though?
Pretty good. How are you?
I've been good. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Sir.
To start things off, I want to bring it all the way back to just like growing up. Why'd you guys want to play basketball? Like, what got you into want to pursue that?
That's a good question. I grew up a football player. My dad played in the NFL for 13 years, so I thought I was going to be a football player up until 8th or 9th grade. Mm-hmm. I would say the last time I played football, I suffered a concussion. Okay. I think it was my 8th grade year in middle school, and I was like, I don't think I'm coming back to football. But I wasn't that good at basketball at the time, and then I think my 9th grade summer, I had a pretty good summer, so I was like, I'm gonna just focus on basketball.
Chauncey, what are you saying?
So my mom played basketball at Missouri State. Mm-hmm. Dad played basketball at Wichita State. So it was just like a family thing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I tried baseball, really wasn't that good. So just basketball. Really.
Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned your mom. She was, I guess you could say the GOAT at Missouri State, right? She led them to the first tournament bid for the team.
Yeah.
Was obviously really good there. And then your dad, 6'7" forward at Wichita State, What was it like? Did you know you were always going to be a basketball player? Was that kind of set in stone for you?
Yes. After I see what they did at their colleges, I wanted to just carry on with the family tradition. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then for you, RJ, you mentioned suffered a few concussions. Didn't really make you kind of stop playing football, right? You suffered two. Do you think that was almost, I won't say a blessing in disguise, but now you're playing college basketball, right? That's pretty good. Was that did it make you focus more heavily on basketball?
I guess you can call it a blessing in disguise. I'm a huge football fan to this day. Mm-hmm. All I do, in class, I'll be watching college football highlights and my dad's highlights. And I really miss football, but now I'm here playing basketball, so it's whatever, really. But I do miss football. Yeah. I was thinking about playing my junior year in high school, but I suffered an ankle injury, so I was like, I don't need to risk my basketball career for 2 years of football. So yeah.
And I see why you laughing, Chauncey? Why are you laughing?
Because we used to have class together, and I would just see him watching football a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, all we talk about is football and Falcons.
Watch out for the Falcons now.
I know he was mentioning all the moves this offseason. Kind of going crazy.
So many moves. Crazy. So many great moves.
So you're what, 6'7", right?
Yeah, I'm about 6'7".
So where would you play in the field? Would you be a tight end?
Tight end or DN.
Yeah.
I played running back growing up, but my last year I played DN. But I think I would be if I had to compare me to a football player, I'd be I want to say Chase Young. I'm not as big as Chase Young, but I would be a nice long edge rusher. I'm not LT because I'm not.
LT's a GOAT.
I would say I don't even know. Probably Jason Pierre-Paul. It's probably my football comparison.
Oh yeah, Mr. Eight Fingers.
Yeah.
So if you were a tight end though, I feel like you'd be like a Darnell Washington. You know who that is?
Oh my! I seen him in person. Cause I used to go to all the Georgia games when I was young. In high school. That man is huge.
Yeah.
He's crazy big. Yeah, I think I would say Darnell Washington. Maybe a little bit of Kyle Pitts. I don't know.
Kyle Pitts. Okay, I hear you. So, going back to just growing up, since your parents are both or your dad and then both your parents pretty big college athletes, did they make you work a little bit harder than you might have? Did they push you to work hard?
Yeah, they did. I would say all the way since elementary and when my dad really knew that I had a chance going far in basketball where I am now, I would say that's when he knew he would push me harder, and my mom would do the same. So
yeah, same thing as saying my dad was super on me about just creating a good work ethic and just creating goals too, because without goals you have nothing to aim for. And my mom, she was real on me. My mom actually got on me the most about being aggressive on the court and on the field, and just she's huge in the classroom too. So both of my parents instilled that in me right now.
Yeah, definitely. And so now moving on, just from growing up to more just high school, right? Mm-hmm. You played at Eastside and then you went to Grayson, right? So what kind of transpired to make you make the move from Eastside to Grayson?
Level of competition. I was getting looked at by more Division I coaches because when I was at Eastside, I would say I had maybe 5 offers probably. And I knew by the style of play at Grayson that I could show my talent more, and then also play with other Division I players. So yeah.
And then you stayed at North Gwinnett. So did you stay there because it was a 7A just all the way through?
I stayed there because I loved Swanee. I loved where I grew up. I loved everybody in the just like in the city. You know, they're so supportive in every sport. I just love the environment. I just loved Swanee itself. So I thought I could build something there, and I did, and they still support me to this day. So it's just a great city, man.
And then North Gwinnett, you had good competition, right? Being that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We played.
Well, yeah, you guys
played Grayson twice when they had him and Shefflin on the team.
Yeah.
Played some teams in Kentucky that were really good, but I mean 7A basketball in Georgia, you can't beat it from a public school standpoint.
Yeah. Well, I bring that up because I was reading that at least you could have met sooner, but I read that you guys met 9th grade, right? Playing like 2v2 basketball.
Oh yeah, we met. Well, we didn't. So I met him, but we weren't like cool after it.
Okay.
It was like we know each other.
Yeah. It was like we had to try. He had a workout with us, and he was killed. You probably don't remember it, but
yeah, I heard you got worked.
I got worked.
Game
at Clarkson.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember. I remember I didn't want to go, but my dad was forcing me to.
Yeah.
So did you ever consider going to North Gwinnett and teaming up with them? Because I mean, I'm sure you guys knew of each other.
Nah, I didn't. I knew so. I would say our 10th grade year, I knew like RJ was over there, and I knew like it was all him over there. So I was like, I'm probably not gonna go over there. Like everybody loves him. He's the guy over there. I wasn't gonna go over there. Nah.
Do you think that's what it was?
It's not because of me, but like being the guy. But I don't think my 10th grade year, North Gwinnett wasn't on the map.
Okay.
Because before that, we were losing a lot of games, a lot of losing seasons. So until we played McEachern in that Elite 8 game, no one really
knew about you guys.
Yeah, knew about us and know what we could do. And then the next year we played even better in the season after that. So
yeah. So is Georgia just high school basketball? Like, do you think that's some of the best basketball in the country?
Oh
yes.
I think it's second to the league with like IMG and all of them. Because
this
year you see it with. Wheeler, you got Isaiah over there. You got Steph at Newton. You got all the awards at Grayson. And just that Cherokee team right now is just as good as anybody. Yeah. And like even with Milton going to was that Geico about 2 years ago and competing with IMG, like it just showed you that 7A basketball is it's right there with the prep schools.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Chauncey?
Yes, of course. We've been all the way back till probably Jaylen Brown, Colin Sexton back then. Hey.
Jaylen Brown was from Georgia?
Yeah,
really?
He went to Wheeler.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, so Eastside was what, 4A, 5A? 4A.
Yes. Then when I left, they went to 5.
Okay. Did Jabari Smith and Walker Kessler run 4A, right?
They were.
Did you play them?
I played Walker.
How was that?
Let's see. So the first time I played them, I want to say I had 13 as a sophomore. I remember that day I got dunked on by him. We lost, and then the second game, because he was committed to UNC, Roy Williams came to the game, but I had broke my foot, so I didn't play him. But yeah, I played Walker that one time. He was like, "You're gonna be a real good player. Just keep working." And like after that, I knew like I could really like separate myself from people. So yeah.
Did you like? So he was obviously older. I guess only a year older though, right?
I want to say he was a senior. Yeah, he was a senior when I was a sophomore.
Okay, so 2 years older. So like, was he someone that maybe you like? I don't want to say like admired. Like, was he somebody you looked up to? Being that he's a big man from Georgia.
Probably yeah. After he said that to me, I probably like watched his highlights, realized that he can shoot, put it on the floor a little. So yeah, I admire him a little bit. Yeah.
So why did you decide to add that package of shooting? Because I mean, when you're 6'10", you obviously don't need to be able to shoot in high school.
So my dad, he he installed like shooting in me when we was little. So I would literally do form shooting on the like little goals, like a mini goal or something like that. And like ever since then, I always like just been a shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a video of you were in the driveway with him. You were sitting on a chair. You were sitting on a chair. He was just sitting on a chair shooting, like doing form shots.
Yeah, I think that's when I broke my foot. Yeah, like he.
Oh, so you couldn't stand?
Yeah, I couldn't stand. So we were just doing form shots in the driveway. Yeah, that's funny how you got that video.
Yeah, that's cute. I was confused because I was like, what's the point of that? But obviously it makes more sense.
Yeah, and it's like to get your arc up too. So yeah.
Fair enough. And then RJ, like, were there certain skills that you developed in high school just because you felt like you wanted to add them to your package? Then, because again, you're 6'7" physical player. You don't need necessarily to do everything you do.
Yeah, so I really focused on my footwork going into high school. I still do struggle with my footwork, just because of ankle injuries and stuff. But I focused on my footwork, and I would consider myself real skinny going into high school. So I really focused on the weights and getting my body right, really. But now that I got in college, like there's so many skills I need to work on. So I think right now, these last 4 or 5 weeks, I've been honing in on ball handling, shooting. Coach Barnell's been like, today we had a workout after the workout. So he's been trying to develop me and be probably instill more IQ stuff, my IQ and still stuff rather than trying to get bigger, faster, stronger stuff.
Yeah, so is that something you're working on right now? Is
sure,
IQ?
yeah.
Okay, and is that like do you think that'll help you make the next step for next season?
Oh, for sure. That's probably the biggest thing I need to work on is seeing the game better and probably slowing down. I play real fast at times, and Coach Barnell's been on me about that, and he's a great guy, great coach. So I know that he whatever he's saying, whatever he's doing to me right now is gonna make me have a real good season next season.
How much everyone always speaks about that, right? The speed of the game of college compared to high school is so much faster, and it like speeds you up, like you mentioned. What exactly does that mean, and like why does that happen? Because I mean, I feel like it's it's just basketball, but it's not at the same time.
I would say it's because like from high school to college, there are guys that already know like the little details. I also feel like it's the little details because I remember when I came, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna play. I don't know if I can survive. I don't know if I can do all this and do all that. So I would say like it's already guys there that already experienced it. So and then they're just moving at a faster pace. That's why I'll say it's like a faster game from high school to college.
Okay, and you're also playing older guys, right?
Yeah, older guys.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, I would also say, for me, when I got in, I wasn't in as like good cardio shape because in college you got to play hard every single possession, and like off ball, like playing defense off ball is so much more important in college than in high school. So I think that's a little detail that matters so much in the college game, just the off ball defense and staying alert and stuff, and also running the floor because. These high school kids, like they need to like sit down and really watch and watch how hard everyone's playing on the court because I mean the speed is actually like the speed and like I would say what's the word? I guess you can say pace, but everything is twice as fast as high school. So
Okay. And then in Chauncey, is there anything that you're working on in particular this off season?
Probably like the opposite of what he said, like getting bigger, faster, and stronger.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm probably at like 209.
Okay.
Goals to get to my first game goes to get to like 220 hopefully and like maintain it. Because I know during the season I was like up and down from 205 to 200, so probably just getting like bigger, faster, and stronger. Keep working on my skills. Yeah,
I mean, and it's also you can't just add mass. I'm assuming you gotta add like muscle, right? It can't just be like you're going and eating like I don't know a bunch of pizza, right? That's not good. That's not a good weight to have.
Yeah.
Are you as another skill like rebounding? Is that something you're trying to? Do you think that will come from physicality, from adding more weight?
Yes, of course. I always been not that good of a rebounder. So like probably weight wise will help too. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself what, a 4?
3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then what about you, RJ? Are you 3 and 4 as well?
I would just say
You're You're a basketball player?
I'm a basketball player. I would probably say 4. I play mostly 4.
Okay.
But
Okay. So bringing it back though to just again like high school AU. I know you guys played each other a few times, and I know you got the W in Wiggins for a reason, right?
Wins,
yeah. So what was it like facing off against each other?
Scouting report was he's the guy. Stop him. Make the other people shoot. So it's actually a funny clip because we still talk about it to this day. I was guarding RJ, hits me with a like cross or a tween, step back, foot on the line, he hits backboard. My reaction is just like, wow. Like I was like letting him shoot.
Bank step back 3.
Bank step back 3. It was crazy. But like we had our big man guard him. Like we knew we had to like stop him, even though we didn't stop him because he still had like 25 that game. And then we just had to like pick the other people apart. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then for you, Archie, what was that like?
The first time I played Wiggins was in AAU. Is that 16U at Hebron?
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about
So
that.
the first time I played Wiggins, he played on the super stacked. Well, I thought it was super stacked at the time.
We were.
Atlanta Celtics team. We played.
I heard they're like the top dogs in all of Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm. They typically are, but
yeah.
My 16U year, hey, everyone thought we were gonna get blown out, but we went there. I think it might have been a 9 a.m. game. Maybe that was part of the reason. But we went in there. I think we beat them by 30. So I was like, Wiggins ain't that good. Then we played him my junior year, the upcoming season. He torched us. The first time we played, you had like 17.
Yeah, 17.
He had 17 on jump shots and stuff, and then we played him at Wheeler half a month later, and I literally just watched the video again in class the other day. Like I really watched. He was not missing. He was not missing. So after that, I was like, hey, he could be NBA.
Oh, that 16U team was stacked. Oh my god, that was so stacked. It was me, Caleb Banks. He had Indiana.
Okay.
Dante Bass. He went to Georgetown, but he's leaving.
Mikey Williams was on that team, but he didn't play again. Yeah. He didn't play every game in the tournament that weekend, but he skipped our
because he was scared of you, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I didn't say you did, but I had a couple. I had Tyrese Elliott.
Oh yeah, Tyrese Elliott. He had North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
Seth. Where's Seth at?
Western Kentucky. They had a lot of guys that for a Georgia AAU team, they were pretty.
I mean, I feel like for any AU team, that's like you got what? That's like what? 5 D1 players.
6 D1 players. I think I'm missing them.
Now
at least 2.
We missing out on somebody.
It was so long ago, but that team, everyone.
Is Mikey a hooper? Is he good?
The way when I play with him, he can't score 1-on-1, so he's a hooper. He's a hooper. It's just like you know how like it's Mikey, then the crowd gets involved, and when he gets stopped, you gotta pass it out, and they screaming in his face.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good player. Like when I play with him, I think he's a good player. Yeah.
I've never seen him. I'm not gonna.
No comment.
I've never seen him play, but I mean, obviously, to be good enough to go to Memphis and be a 4-star, 5-star recruit, you got to be somewhat good. So that's all I'm gonna really say.
Yeah. So what is AAU ball like though? Because again, you mentioned you're playing the best of the best. You're with the best of the best though.
I didn't get that true AAU experience because my 17U year, I snapped my ankle in like May or April. So I didn't play. So I played 1 year on the circuit my 9th grade year, and I played the COVID year my 16U when we played them. And that's not that year AAU wasn't really it wasn't like a real AAU circuit year, and you get to play all the best teams. Even though we did play a lot of really good teams, but it wasn't like you're in the league trying to compete for a championship. Yeah. But I would say like AAU, like it's more about you than the team.
Okay.
Like, focusing on
like showcasing your own skills.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. It's less like team ball, which is I mean it's all right, but I mean it's cool to go out there and have fun and play without someone screaming about other stuff. You know.
Yeah. That's how. So I would say like it was different for me like each year. Like my 15U year, it was more like run sets, like run through. Like I played with Bruce, like we ran through Bruce basically.
Yeah.
with all the plays. And then my 16th year, I went to the Celtics. It was just a whole bunch of one-on-one ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask that because it feels like AU is not really like you don't run plays. You just kind of like you said one-on-one, right?
Yeah, basically. But then it was weird because then I went to Team Curry my 17th year, and we had a whole bunch of plays.
Really?
Yeah. And he like basically got us ready for college. Yeah, Team Curry.
Team Curry.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was fine.
That's fun. Yeah, so I mentioned the Atlanta Celtics. You played for them, right, RJ?
I played with them. It was me and Dylan Hunter. We played with them in 5th grade.
Okay. Oh, 5th grade. Okay.
5th grade, and then it might have been 5th and 6th, but me and Dylan played with them. Me and Dylan we weren't good at the time. We were bench warmers back then, but yeah, I played with the Celtics.
Yeah. What was it like? Cause you've known Dylan for a while, right?
Yeah.
What's it been like, kind of just growing up with him and then having him come to Clemson?
So the crazy thing is, his dad and my dad were roommates at Georgia.
I saw that. Yeah. Both pretty good at Georgia too.
Yeah. And Miss Brandy, Dylan's mom, is real close to my dad. So I known Dylan since 5th grade, but after 5th grade, I didn't really talk to him until about, I would say, this summer.
Really?
You know, we saw each other everywhere. We occasionally said hey and stuff, but we never hung out. And in 5th grade, he was over my house a couple times, but after that season, I didn't really see him after because he lived in South Atlanta, so I never got the time to go down there and hang out with him. And I never played with him again until now. So, I mean, now we're real close, we're roommates. You know, we kick it every night. So that's my guy.
Yeah. Is that like a full circle moment? Like your dad and his dad were roommates freshman year at Georgia. Now you guys are roommates here at Clemson, and
you just realize like how crazy the universe is because like what's the chances that me and him are roommates when both our dads are roommates, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. And Chauncey, so did you ever know Dylan like beforehand, or because I mean I would say he's from Georgia, but he's not because he went to all those prep schools. Yeah. So like, you guys didn't really like.
I mean, I knew Dylan like as a top player in Georgia before he left. And then I played him, and I was like, he's gonna be like really good. But like I didn't really like know him. I just knew him like as a top basketball player in Georgia.
Yeah. So you guys got attention pretty early on, right? Playing AU ball, playing for the Celtics 5th grade. You can say whatever you want, being a bench warmer. You had to be pretty good to play there. What was it? Did the pressure ever like amount to too much on you guys? Like, was it hard dealing with? Like, I'm assuming there's some pressure, right? You're top players. People are watching you from all over.
That's a good question. I didn't really think of it as a pressure thing from like the outside.
Yeah.
But in high school ball, I thought it was pressure like from my coach and my teammates that like, hey, like we have a good team right now. Let's win right now. Like I wouldn't say it was pressure from the outside, but it was constructive pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, back on what he was talking about, like my AAU really wasn't a pressure. It was just about like getting a notice and like trying to go to a high Division I college. But high school, I would say like it's like, man, we gotta win every game. Like we gotta win this. We gotta get ranked. We gotta get to the championship, which we didn't get to, and we should have. But I would say high school was like a little bit more pressure than AAU.
Yeah.
Well, it's also that school pride, right? I mean, you know everyone in high school. Everyone's coming out to those games, I bet, right?
Yeah. Like the every game in Gwinnett is packed. Oh, at least most of the look, because there's like maybe 5 or 6 basketball schools in Gwinnett, and every 6 or 5 basketball schools in Gwinnett's packed. So I mean, now I regret not winning because every day I go into practice, Ian's talking trash about how he beat us twice, and he's talking, and it's just annoying. I wish I had that feeling, man. Like I beat y'all, I won a championship. I won a state championship. You don't. I wish I can go back in time and try to, work harder or do something different so I can say that now.
Yeah. And so wait, Ian won a championship?
Oh no.
No.
He just beat me.
He just beat you. That's his championship.
Yeah, me and Ian, we've been playing football against. So I played football against Ian since I was 6.
Ian played football?
Oh yeah, Ian was. Okay. Ooh, hey. They need to do a documentary on Sheffield. His teams are always crazy stat. Like a bunch of them play like Georgia Tech, all them. So his team, I've been playing them since I was 6. I didn't beat him one time until I never beat Ian
at anything.
In anything, from 6-year-olds to now, and and he bags by that every single day, every single day. But now he's my teammate. I love playing with him.
Yeah. So looking into recruitment now, right? When you guys are being recruited to go to Clemson, obviously other schools. What was it like when that whole process was ongoing and talking to all these teams?
I would say for me it was a little crazy. Like it was all over. I remember the first night when they could actually contact you.
Oh my god! Is that June 15th or June 8th?
I know.
I think it was sometime in June though.
Talking about 2020. Yes.
I know. RJ messed up during that playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I would say I probably stayed up from 12 to 1:30, 1:45, just constantly talking to coaches all over. I still got them in my phone and all that, but the recruitment process was a little crazy because you got to really look at the roster, see how this coach does this, and see how they do this, and see do you really want to go there. Then you also have to look at how far it is from your home, because I know I didn't want to go too far from home. Yeah, I couldn't do that. So yeah.
Was that so? You said you were on the phone for about 2 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Was that a fun 2 hour span though? Right, that's got to be the best time, right?
The first time you get a call from a college coach, you just want to talk to him forever. Oh my guys. Yeah. There's some names that you see on TV and read about that call you and stuff because I regret it. I don't know. So I got my first offer June 8th from Kennesaw. No other schools were allowed to text me and stuff. So I was on Fortnite because my coach was like, "Hey man, make sure you're up tonight." Blah blah blah. I was like, "All right," because I'm thinking that it's gonna be nothing. Yeah. So I'm on Fortnite. I look at the phone. I got 7 missed calls. I called him back. I called someone back and I didn't answer. But when you're on the phone with them for the first time,
feels amazing.
Yeah.
You don't want to stop because it's like a dream come true.
Yeah. Did your heart drop when you looked at your phone? You had all these missed calls.
Yeah. All those text messages. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Especially even the days after that, there's new schools still because every college has a list.
Yeah.
They just call you on different days and you'll be in a workout, you miss a phone call and you call them back and stuff. But that first year getting recruited is, that was a happy time.
That must have been so surreal because that's what you grew up wanting to do, right?
Yeah.
Obviously playing college ball, and then it's shit, I can play college ball. All these teams are contacting you now. Yeah. When you're narrowing down your decisions, I know you mentioned Chauncey. It's play style, who's there, who's leaving. What were some other factors that made you pick and choose the teams you're considering?
I felt development was a big thing for me because I knew I had so much skill. So I felt development was being away from home. My dad, he thinks I'm a mommy's boy still, so I don't think that. But my mom does. She thinks that a lot of me. But also being away from home, I knew I couldn't go to a school maybe 3 or 4 hours away. I just couldn't because I always wanted to come back home. I love going back home a little bit. And the way the coach coaches. I like the way Brownell coaches. And when I was narrowing down my other schools, the way they compared me to these other players, it just wasn't it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say everyone says they develop. Everyone says this about skill and getting better and stuff. But I would say that outside from basketball, for me, it was definitely the academic piece. Clemson's pretty good academic school in the South, and also just at first when I was in high school, I didn't really mind going far. Utah was on my list, and I really did consider Utah, Ole Miss,
Texas Tech.
That's far. And when I was in high school, I was like, that don't matter to me, man. I'm gonna have fun no matter where I go. But now that I'm at Clemson and I can go home every weekend, and I can go home literally anytime I want. It's right down the street, hour from here. I really cherish that now, and I would tell my former self to pick a school or pick Clemson, which is right down the street from home. So
So, do you guys go home a lot?
Yeah.
Or as much as you might have thought you were going to go?
This guy does.
I mean,
You went home
a lot compared. I gotta see how other players other schools do.
How often do you go home?
I went home last week, but I probably
Well, that was Easter, right?
yeah.
So that makes sense.
So
I probably go home maybe once a month
Yeah.
during the season. During the season,
That's gotta be hard.
it's harder, but I can still. Yeah, I'll probably say once, twice a month. But off season, I go home twice or 3 times a month, so it's pretty easy.
For me, it was just holidays.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe one other time when we got off or something like that. But yeah.
Well, it's also nice being close because I'm assuming your parents both come to the games all the time now,
My
right?
parents are at every game.
Every game.
His parents travel well too.
Yeah.
But all our parents are at every game.
Are your parents close to each other?
Now they are. Growing up, they weren't as, but now they. My dad and his dad talk a lot, and my mom and his mom talk. So
Okay. So being close to home played a factor. Why don't you guys consider going to Georgia? All right. I feel like nobody from Georgia goes to Georgia. Why is that?
The coach.
I'm not even gonna.
I didn't like the coach. I didn't like.
It's just at the time it wasn't a good situation, I guess. But I mean, I'm just glad to be here at Clemson.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Athens. It's nice off the court, but on the court, it's not the best. But we're here, so we're happy.
Well, I'll have to ask this though. I know everyone's main recruiter was Coach Dean, though, right?
Yeah.
And you guys all had good relationships with him.
Great.
And he went to Georgia. Did you guys ever consider following him?
Obviously, everyone who got recruited by Dean here obviously had the thought of leaving to go to Georgia. But we trusted the process here, and we knew what the coaches can do here, and we stayed and said the process. Because when I first heard it, because my dad, he's an alumni at Georgia, he's in the Hall of Fame and everything.
Yeah,
all the people up there, everybody know me up there. It was. When I first heard it, man, I actually got kind of mad because I was like, you went to my dream school, man?
Yeah.
You leaving Clemson, my dream school? But now that I'm here, I fell in love with this place. And, congrats to him on the job, and hopefully he'll be there for a long time and improve as a coach. So, that was a hard decision to make staying here when I first heard the news.
Yeah. I would say for me, I was in weight training class, and we just got done lifting. And one of the coaches here called my phone. He was like, you heard the news? I was like, nah. He was like, Dean's leaving. And I was like, I froze. I was like, what do you mean he left? And then my mom texted me right after that. She was like, oh, he left, Then we had a little conversation about, should we follow him? Should we just stay? And now I look at it, I'm glad I'm staying. I stayed, good development. We had a very good season, even though we didn't make March Madness.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had a good season, though, so I'm glad I stayed.
Yeah, Dean did really help the Bulldogs this year because they actually had a really good season from what they expected. And I still watch every one of their games because I grew up a UGA fan. I go watch UGA basketball growing up. Went to a lot of games. So seeing what he did over there, it's pretty impressive.
Do you guys have any friends that play at Georgia, or any old high school or AU teammates or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a friend. Not friend. Old AU. I play with him. Dusan Ho. I played with him when I was younger, and that's really it. Some of my friends, they went there before Dean, and they had transferred out, like Cam McDowell and all them. So,
Do you guys try and follow obviously you're close you have close friends from high school that obviously played with good schools. You're friends with Miles Rice, that's his name. Yeah. And I'm sure you follow him, watch his games. But for the guys that you aren't necessarily close with, do you still try and watch your games and all?
Yeah, every dude from Atlanta, I think me and him talk about it all the time. Every dude from Atlanta, we always try to watch the games. Dudes like Caleb Banks, you're probably closer. I only met the dude once. I try to follow him. follow his games. Josh Reed, we got close over one weekend, but I mean, I FaceTime him.
Yeah.
Just ask how he's doing and stuff, how he likes it. But every dude from Atlanta in my class and the class before me, we always keep up with.
Yeah.
I always see, like, you know, who transferred out, how they been doing. We still text a little, like me and Caleb, we still talk on the phone, maybe a little this and that. And then,
Yeah, did you ever consider, like, teaming up with Miles anywhere? I know you guys didn't get the same offers, but...
No, actually we did.
Okay.
I actually got a Washington State offer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So he actually texted me about it, and he was telling me about it. But I was like, "That's too far, man.
Yeah,
like, that's too far. I couldn't go all the way over there."
It's crazy.
For you, RJ, did anyone that you were like playing with ever try and get you to go to one school over another, like over Clemson?
No offense, but like I never really played with the.
Yeah.
I never played with like another high major team.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
I never really had anyone try to get me to go to a certain college.
Was that in that case, was it like weird going through the process of recruitment with like no one that's been going through it at the same time as you?
Oh yeah, that's definitely weird. Because every team I look at, every AAU team I looked at, every high school team I looked at, everyone like he had someone he could like someone who could sway him a certain way, and all my other friends at like Norcross and Milton, they all had people that could sway him like different way, like at Newton, but. I wouldn't. Yeah, it was pretty. I wouldn't say it was weird because it kept me clear-minded.
Yeah, so you make your own decision. Yeah, you weren't persuaded. Were you so you played Norcross, right? You said you guys familiar with London Johnson?
Oh my gosh,
yeah. He's pretty good, right?
Hey, he's a bucket.
Were you guys surprised that he went the G League route than anything else?
Surprised.
Did you guys ever tell him to come Clemson?
I know I didn't.
I think I did.
Or did you guys kind of like know that like he was just probably gonna go a different way, like from college?
So he had dropped his top 6 around this time last year.
Yeah.
I was in the gym. I was working, so I worked out at Norcross all last year, and he was in there, but I didn't say anything. I just said what's up to him about it. But I think I texted him a couple times about going to Clemson, and his teammate told me he was committed somewhere else. So I was like, all right. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him slide and stuff. But the next day he committed to the G League, which was odd. But I mean, he's a pro, so I wasn't surprised at all.
I mean, it's a new route that a lot of people are taking now. Like going G League, or like, was it overtime?
Overtime.
Don't they have like their own little?
Yeah. Now Australia, the kid today just.
I saw that. I forgot who it was, but I saw that. Now looking ahead, like when you guys first showed up to Clemson, coming in, like. What you guys expect? Like, what was that all like for you?
You said moving into Clemson?
Just like when you first arrived at Clemson, like what was this were you like relieved that you're like, I'm done with recruitment, like I'm here at the school, or were you stressed, like the work has to, start now?
I would say I was honestly relieved with the recruiting process when I had signed. But when I got here, I was like, okay, now all high school is over. I gotta take like a bigger step and work even more harder than I did like before. But it was like fun coming up here, bringing all my stuff, moving into Dalville. It's not the best room, but like we had fun in there. So it was fun though. It was fun.
Now looking back at it, I think like my first initial reaction was like, yeah, I'm on my own. Yeah. And then when my family left, that was a sad hour, that was a sad day. But I wouldn't say it was a relief because I do really miss high school days playing with my best friends and my brothers. I would just say it's like just a next step in a new chapter. So but I mean, I didn't really expect anything like different, I guess, off the court. Like,
that makes sense. And Dalvin's not bad, man. I lived in I'm sure you guys been to the shoe boxes, right?
Oh, I heard about you.
Yeah, I think I've been. That's the one right next to the stadium.
Yeah, that place was tight. That was cramped right there. That's why I was living freshman year, and that was a time.
So you went from there to Dalton?
I lived in the shoe boxes freshman year.
Oh, so you didn't live in Dalton?
No. I mean, I've been to Dalton, but that's like I haven't lived there. And then I came here sophomore year and junior year.
That must have been a crazy jump.
Yeah, I know. I went from having like a a room half this size to a whole house to live in, which is pretty nice, pretty convenient. But when you guys were here at Clemson, though, you guys knew each other. You knew Shefflin, kind of knew Shefflin. What was it like getting to know the guys? Because I know you visit, right? You do official visits. And you say hi to them every once in a while, but it's not like you have a relationship.
So I would say also when I came on my visit, I wasn't as close with Beetle, but like he was like kind of like my friend outside of like Ian, because I knew I had to like make friends with the other guys because I was gonna be playing with them. So I would say probably him and like Latif. Like those were probably like my two guys outside of like Ian that I like really knew that I got close with. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really. Me and Ian, we used to like had beef in high school. So when I came up here, he was a totally different dude. Like, cause him and Beto hosted me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came up here, I was really shy. I hadn't talked much around the players, and they thought I was weird and quiet and stuff. So, but probably like 10 days into being here, me and PJ really got along, and Hunter Tyson.
Yeah.
I didn't think Hunter Tyson would be the guy he was before I came, but he's a lifelong friend now. He's gone now, but me and Chef were talking today, like we miss him so much, man. Just the team last year, everyone got along. Everyone is like this, like Brevin. Congrats to him, he just got married.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like that team, I'm gonna miss playing with that team from last year because like we had no problem, we had no drama. Like we were over in the Ridge every night. Like when we didn't have a game or on the weekends, like the camaraderie of our team was crazy good. But that definitely started in France. Though we went to France.
Yeah, I saw that. That was they do it every 4 years. So I guess you guys picked a pretty good year to do that. Is it important to like have? I hear about like from just college football, college basketball, just sports in general. When teams aren't like close chemistry, they can win, but they're not. They're gonna be hard to win with. So was that like a big thing as to why you guys had so much success?
Yeah, I would say if you don't have chemistry off the court, then you can't really trust the guy next to you. Because I feel like if we didn't like hang out a lot, or if we didn't do a lot of things off the court, then I felt like we would have like our chemistry probably would have been like here. But even though like we hung out a lot, our like chemistry kept going up and up. So I would say like in a team you need a lot of like outside chemistry because you could talk to that guy and trust him.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Like Coach Barnell used to say during the season that the reason he said something like our superpower is us being together as one. Like we're a team on and off the court. Like dudes like Alex Hemingway, older guys like Tyson, what Tyson did, and Chase Hunter, like they're so open and like they just I don't know, there's not a word for it, but they just keep everyone together.
Yeah.
And like they're supportive in practice, they're vocal leaders, and they lead by example, and everyone just took after that and just wanted to be not just better basketball player, but better and good people.
Yeah. Chase was your idol, right?
Oh yeah.
At some point.
Yeah. I still, I'm the biggest Chase Hunter fan in the world, man. So,
what's it like playing with him?
At first, when you start playing with him, you don't feel smart because he does he does so much smart stuff. It makes you look like man, like how could a dude be this smart? But like playing with him is a relief because he hits crazy tough shots, plays great defense. He can get over every screen, super strong. But like today, he was in my ear and stuff about just being more aggressive on offense. Yeah. So I mean, he's a mini LeBron to me. He's
mini LeBron. So he's like a mini GOAT.
He's a future mini GOAT.
Future mini GOAT. So when the season started, I want to talk about the first games you guys played. And you played against Citadel, RJ, and then you played against South Carolina for your first game, right? Yeah. So what was it just like just going on the court for the first time? Was it crazy? Was it just like whatever?
So the Citadel game wasn't bad. I don't know if you played that game or not. It was kind of like obviously I had nerves and stuff.
Yeah,
South Carolina game.
That was crazy.
The Columbia boy, that game was turned.
Talk about that game. Yeah, what was that game like?
I mean, obviously Clemson's like you can't beat Clemson, South Carolina, but like, man, like the pregame stuff, like the all that, the noise was. I was. Cause it was my first call. I would say that's the only time I've been like scared, like
going to a
just
game.
Cause like I never experienced like the crowd energy, and just like those guys are big. They were big and strong. So I mean, I was just oof.
And there's some good players. I mean, Michi was there. Obviously, Gigi Jackson. And obviously Chico Carter. So I wasn't. Well, she wasn't there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But what was it like for you, Chauncey?
I would say it was my first real college basketball game. Crowd was crazy. They were screaming in warm-ups like, "You're so skinny, you can't shoot. Look at your form, like it's ugly." I'm like, bro, like calm down. I would say crowd, and also back to crowd-wise, it was just a crazy atmosphere. Like I know, like I think we knew it was going to be a crazy game, but we didn't know it was going to be like that crazy.
Yeah.
So then get in the game, like straight nerves down my body. But then like I think after 2 plays I got a dunk. I was like, okay, I'm calm now. I'm calm. And then after that, but it was just a really, really crazy good environment, even though we had still lost, which we shouldn't have. But
yeah, that's crazy thing. Like that was their best. That was one of their only and best wins on the season, which is. I wish we could take that game back because that did really affect us getting.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was pretty bad. That was hindsight 2020, big game. You know, obviously with the losses and all.
It didn't look as bad at the time.
Yeah.
It was
second game. Who cares?
Nah, they did.
I also thought they were gonna be like good. I thought Gigi was gonna like play basketball, well enough to help them be a good team. But
because when we played them, I was like, those guys were really good. Like they were good.
Yeah.
And then the next game they played Colorado State, lost by like 30.
Yeah. And so there's at the start of it, you guys were like getting a little bit of playing time here and there. It's kind of spotty, but then you guys both had separate wise, like big games that kind of propelled you back into getting playing time. I think for you, RJ, it was the Virginia Tech game, right? 10 points, 2 threes. That very important to have those 2 threes. But like, did that game give you the most like confidence per se?
Man, that game gave me too much confidence. I think I went to bed smiling, woke up smiling. I had a good practice the next day. But in my high school team, they had take a visit to Clemson. They had a game in Clemson. So right after that, they just made my confidence even more prevalent because, my high school was like, man, you played great last night. And all the coaches were so supportive. So that game really – I wouldn't say that game. I would say probably the Iowa game when we played them in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, that game was crazy.
I would say
that game was Chase Hunter legacy game.
Yeah, that was. That game really let me know I could be a good player. Just in this league, I have a great career. I play at the next level. So,
yeah. And then Chauncey, was yours the Wake Forest game? I know that you obviously had a good game against Georgia Tech, but like Wake game, you played really well.
Yeah, I would say Wake. Wake, it was just I knew Chase and Alex were hurt, so I knew like I had to step in and make some big time shots and guard. I forgot his name, number 4 on there. But yeah, it was probably that game.
Okay. And the Georgia Tech game, you obviously had a big game. How did you play? Did you play all right in that game, RJ?
I played all right, but the way he was playing.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
Nah, he wasn't missing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think what did I do before the game? We always get our coffee in us,
Yeah, we do this.
Coffee?
Yeah, me and him, we get the coffee together. We got pregame.
Hey, little Jimmy Butler type you right there.
Yeah.
And then I think I was just like very happy. I think I was happy about something off the court. Then I walked in the locker room. I seen the purple jerseys. I was like, dang, like this might be our only time playing in a purple jersey, even though we played against them in Florida State. But I was like, dang, we gotta go out here and win in the purple jersey. Yeah. Then it was also against some Georgia Tech guys, so I was like,
and you were familiar with them before?
Yeah. He was talking crazy.
Yeah, I was talking. On a little mid range. Yeah. But yeah, I would say the Wake game and the Tech game really like boosted my confidence because I know what I can be. So yeah.
Dude, what was up with that Selly against Tech?
Oh my god.
What was going through? What was that, bro? What was that?
What was it? So I think I seen like
The little lunch three. Yeah.
Maybe like I seen it wasn't J.R. Smith. I think like when I shoot the ball, I land low like on my own time. I just shoot threes, and for some reason it just came out. Like,
Yeah.
It's not really it's not a backstory to it. I got another one next season.
Hey, we were trying to come up with one in the workout yesterday, cause we were all over here watching the Bron game.
Oh yeah. That was so tough. Yeah.
I was like, hey, me, you, Dylan, we need to get a little handshake.
You know about Malik Beasley?
Oh, the Beasley.
Yeah. Bro, I'm loving the Lakers. I'm a LeBron guy, so that's my team. Wherever he's at, I'm at. But that game was crazy.
Yeah.
Mike Conley had himself a day.
Dude, Mike Conley was not missing.
I did not think he was gonna be the reason why the Lakers were gonna go down.
Yeah. Man, we had our Bron jerseys on.
Yeah. I got my Lakers one. I had a Heat one too. That's when I loved him the most. Was when he was in Miami. I mean, dude was unreal.
Yeah, exactly.
But later in the season, though, obviously some things started to unfold in that 3-game losing streak. Yeah. What kind of transpired to have that happen? Anything like? I mean, you're playing, UNC, great team. BC. Obviously, it was like a revenge. I know Brevin wasn't playing. Revenge game for them, though. And then Miami, great team. But was there anything that, just kind of losses happen, right?
So, I would say for us, the Miami game, even though we lost, we lost by 4. I wouldn't say we didn't play the worst, but, we just were playing too much one-on-one ball. And we, never play one-on-one ball. Yeah. In practice, we may do it on occasions, but, for some reason, we just, we were just playing one-on-one ball. And, when we did that in the season, because Brownell will always be honest about that, that's when we would just go down. But, he was when we passed the ball maybe, 3 times, it was a crazy stat. We almost score every time down the floor. So we were just playing too much one-on-one ball, and that's probably what had cost us a game.
Yeah.
I would say after that 3. So didn't the loss start at Boston College?
Yeah.
So after that game, that was our maybe second loss, maybe. Yeah, that was our second loss after Wake Forest, and I remember Coach Barnell in the locker room. He was like, "Guys, we're good. We have a good lead in first place. We don't have to stretch anything. We're good." And that really put some sense in me, and put some. It made. I feel like it made the team relax. This loss is, it's one loss we can bounce back, but unfortunately we lost the next one. Was it UNC?
Miami.
And I think the Miami game was the most winnable because we went out there obviously at home. We went 15-1 at home, and we didn't. We didn't play hard. The Miami, I feel like they didn't play hard like other teams did, and they weren't as they were disciplined and skilled, but they didn't really play we played to their pace, and that's one of the biggest games I regret because that game could have saved our season. I would say.
I hear what you're saying.
And but that game, that game probably hurt the most because we didn't go out there, we didn't play hard as like we typically do.
Yeah, I get that. And there was a packed out game though, and another packed out game was that Duke game. Have you guys seen anything like that before? The lines out the.
Oh yeah, because I was at the Duke game last year with when Paulo was on the team and stuff.
Oh, visiting and all. Yeah. Playing in it though. You guys were a team. That must have been the.
Yeah. It was. I wasn't more nervous. I was more excited.
Yeah.
But those guys, those Duke guys, they're huge, man. Flipkowski, he's coming back, and
I saw that.
Lively listed at 7 foot.
Lively, he declared, right?
Yes, but it feels like he's 7'7". He's
he's
ginormous.
He can block anything, right?
It's crazy, and a wingspan long too, man.
He's good. He can run, and they got
DeReed. Proctor and all them.
Half those guys are coming back, but
yeah. Towards the end of the season, though, right? ACC tournament coming up. You guys kind of knew what you had to do to get in, so those games were pretty intense. What was it like playing the ACC tournament?
Man, that was fun, man. Yeah. We got a lot of gifts from the ACC, and Greensboro was pretty nice, but that NC State game probably top 3 most fun game we played in this season, and the experience is really cool. Like, no, when we first went out the tunnel, I feel like I was in a video game. So in 2K, my career, you know, you run out.
Yeah, exactly.
When I run out, I was like, "Ooh, this place is huge."
Yeah.
You can go.
But it was just like for me, I remember me and Ian was just watching the games before, and it's like, dang, like we're really here. Like one of the dreams is to win the ACC, but like we were just here, and then after we got done stretching, we came out the tunnel. I think I tapped RJ or Dylan. I was like, man, it's just like 2K. All that tunnel, we running on the floor. Yeah, but it was a great experience though for the ACC tournament.
Yeah. So, March. I guess the selection Sunday comes around, and expectations were high. Like, you guys thought. I mean, I thought Clemson was like locks, right? Did you guys think you were locks? I mean, I know the net rating said like otherwise, but
I would say for me, after we beat NC State for a third time.
You like blew them out for the third time. Yeah,
I think the margin was like 20 plus each game or something like that.
Absurd.
I would say, man, we gotta be in here. Like even the game like Pitt played, like I thought we was gonna have to play a game to get in.
A little play-in, yeah.
And like after I saw Pitt, I was like, wow, like we did make it, and it was just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always mixed about it, especially after the Louisville game. But after the NC State game, like it was me, PJ, and might have been Chef in the room, and we were like, bro, ain't no way. Like, there's no way we don't make it, but there's also it's either we don't make it at all, or like we're not gonna or we make it like for sure, because like we were just going through the losses, and like that's when South Carolina and Louisville, they were all stinking to bed at the time, and like I was always mixed about it, and I wouldn't say I wasn't surprised when we didn't make it, but I was still in shock. But I was like, man, like every game matters, man. And we can't drop those games early in the season, and at Loyola Chicago loss, that was also a bad loss, which I don't know how. Yeah, because they were really good when we played them. They were a good team, good players, and I wasn't surprised when we did.
Yeah. Do you think the committee values like net rate, like ratings, quad wins, quad losses, all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like real people making the decisions. So like, do you think they like rely on the numbers too much? I mean, if you look at the eye test, it's like how does Clemson not get in over NC State, right?
Yeah, I think they rely on numbers too much, and I think the way they should do it is by like, I'm not gonna say that. Like, obviously, we're a good team, good players, beat really good teams, and I feel like the losses shouldn't be more valuable than like a bad loss shouldn't be more valuable than a superb win. Because we had a lot of superb and good wins.
Yeah, that's what it seemed. And the other thing that was weird was like they cared more about if you lost to a good team rather than just beating a team. Yeah. Like I remember, I think it was NC State. They played Kansas, but they lost, right? They lost. And it's like you guys played NC State and you beat them 3 times. Who cares if they played Kansas, who obviously they're ranked higher. Like who cares if they played them and lost, right? I feel like that doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel like wins should be more than losses because we beat Duke. I want to say we had 4 quad 1 wins.
I think we had 4 or 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 really good.
And we hung in with I remember we hung in with Virginia. We hung in with a lot of good teams, so I don't really see why we did.
Yeah. Were you guys pretty I mean, as a fan, I guess when I saw you guys playing Virginia that second time around, I thought it was. I'll be honest, I thought it was a lock. Like I thought Clemson was gonna win because you play at Virginia and lose by 7, neutral court now. Like, do you guys think that game was gonna be closer than what it was?
For me, yes, because I knew we played Virginia. We knew all the play styles and this and that. They have a very weird play style. It's kind of like hard to guard. So
they're disciplined too, right?
So disciplined on defense. Like everything's just disciplined about them. I would say we just the first maybe the first 15 minutes we were good. Then after that it just got bad.
Yeah.
I was real confident going into the game, and even one of the coaches let us know at halftime, boys, we're not a lock, man. We have 20 more minutes of the season left, and that really struck me. And I actually played a really good second half, even though we got the loss. But like, I think we should have been more urgent.
Yeah.
And had more urgency in that game.
Yeah.
And
tough team to play though. I mean, tough team.
They're so good, man.
And they run out the shot clock, on offense.
Run out the shot clock. They move the ball well, and like Kieh Clark, super underrated. I think he's one of the best in the nation. And
Jaden Gardner's so good too.
Gardner, he's big. He can shoot, and also the Beekman. Reese Beekman.
And they got that other big guy. I think he's transferring out. Cedric, yeah.
They got a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And they're well coached. Like that was definitely by far the hardest team to play.
Yeah.
This year, they're gonna be good no matter what who's on their team. So.
Yeah. Going back, I guess to bad memories. Like, do you guys have one point in time during the season that's like, that was a lot of fun. Like, I'm happy that I'm here. Like, was there a game or a moment where you're just like chilling with the guys? We're just like,
oh my gosh.
Just like I'm glad I picked here.
Like it can be
like, it doesn't have to be like a certain game, but it could be like was there one memory that this season that you made that sticks out above the rest, where it's like, man, I'm glad to be a Clemson Tiger. I'm glad to be here.
Duke game for me because I grew up watching Duke and UNC, and me and Dylan was talking about, we was like, dang, like, I think it was RJ too, because that's when we was doing our little after the game thing. We was like, dang, like, we can really say we beat Duke. And then, like, just that whole day from when we woke up from pregame shoot around all the way to the nighttime, that was just like, I still remember it. Like, I'll always remember that day.
It's not one memory for me like that stands out more than the other. I just enjoyed being on the plane with the boys before and after the game, the bus rides, and going out to eat. Like, every moment this season, I really value just because it felt like every other day I was with someone different and talking to, because there's not like different like friend groups on the team, like we're all one. And I just miss the plane rides after W, and I just miss it all right now. It's not one moment. I think throughout the whole season I was just so grateful to be in the position I was in.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't know if you ever saw, like, this like 5 years ago, but some player from Boston College. You saw a video where he's like, he started crying. He's just like eating with the boys. He had to eat. So the off season's here. A couple scholarships are available. I know you guys brought in Jake Heidbrenner. You guys spoke to him at all?
Yeah. He was over at the Ridge on his official visit. He's really pretty cool.
So 2 scholarships available though. Are you guys recruiting anyone that's in the portal? Do you want to bring anyone else in? I know Mr. Pace Academy, Matthew Cleveland's in the portal, right?
We were just talking about him yesterday, man.
I see. So I go on Twitter a lot. I see we have spoke to a lot of people. I just don't know what the coaches are thinking. I don't know who they're going to bring in. So but I mean, if Matthew comes, I feel like he's what he averaged, like 14 and 7 or 8. I feel like he'll maybe be a good addition to our team.
Do you guys talk to the people in the portal at all, or is it just more of like, I don't know if it's like a.
I probably talked to like maybe a couple of people from Georgia in the portal. Like, I know I talked to Miles.
Miles is in the portal?
Well, actually, he was thinking about it.
Oh, okay. Okay, you decided not to. Gotcha.
Yeah. I talked to Caleb. I talked to Dante. So yeah, I talked to a little people in the portal. So, yeah.
What about you, RJ?
I haven't talked to anyone specifically in the portal, but I've had friends with Matthew, and I'm really close with. I'm just asking him what is he thinking and stuff, and I know what he's thinking. And just from that, I mean, I don't think there's a huge chance he's going to Clemson, but if he would, I mean, just another Atlanta guy who could help us. Yeah,
was it fun playing against him?
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't fun, but
I mean, it must be cool though. Like Atlanta, you said Atlanta guys.
He dropped on our team. We were in zone the whole game, so I can't say it was me, but I think he gave us in high school 31, 10, and 10. But playing him in college is really fun. It's not as hard because you're better. And you know what to expect because you scouted him for a whole week.
I bet scouting is like way different now than high school. Did you even scout in high school? Like a little bit?
No, we scouted, but it's super detailed.
Yeah.
It's way more detailed, and like, we basically give you the game plan on how to stop this dude. So I mean, I guarded Cleveland a lot last season. And it wasn't anything crazy. No disrespect to him. Like, he's a really good player.
But you grew as a player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're a lot better.
It was way better than I was in high school. But I haven't talked to. I mean,
I know one of Dylan's teammates, Sean Phillips from LSU's.
I actually talked.
Yeah.
We're trying to. Me and Dylan want to get him up here. But,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I know Joe Girard's.
Girard,
yeah.
Girard, yeah. There's a lot of good players in the portal, man.
Yeah, there's a ton. I know Caleb Love just went to Michigan, that's crazy.
I was surprised at Hunter Dixon.
I know. I don't know where he's going.
He's crazy good.
Kentucky, maybe.
I don't see why he would leave there, but I mean, I guess off the course stuff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Do you have any final thoughts about Clemson basketball, or just in general, anything you want to say?
Just be excited for next season, man. And we got everyone's getting better, so come out, support. Just keep being the great fans that y'all are. And just love y'all, man.
I would say we love the Clemson Tigers. We're working every day. Brownell, all of us, we're getting better. So go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah. So Clemson, are we going to tournament?
Oh,
going dancing?
We're going deep in the tournament. Our goal is not just to make tournaments. It's to make a deep run in the tournament and win the tournament.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
No problem.